Man, listen, right? A lot of people going through something, right? And, in today's time, man, I try to bring laughter, to everybody, but, man, in today's time, it's fucked up, right? So, why I'm worried about everything else, I don't know how to say this, but I got to put it out here, right? Trap Talk Blue on YouTube, right? So, if somebody going through the same thing, which I heard is not many people that's going through this, I just want to share this with you, I get a call earlier, and I know that number is from the U of M, University of Michigan or whatever, right? It's called Health and Human Sex Department, right? It was HHS role. First thing I'm thinking, like, damn, I was scared to answer it. Like, I don't even want to answer the call back. So my sister like, boy, they didn't call a million times, calling back and see they not gonna let me know you calling back. And I always said, nigga, if I catch some shit, I just want to just die from the shit. Like, bitch, I don't want to know I got it and worry myself to death. But the many times they call, it got to be wrong. So anyway, my cousin Tone, he called me. He said, man, look, call them people, bro. He said, stop playing. It might can be some shit that they can help you, right? And I knew not to call, man. I knew it was, fucked up, right? So I called the people, right? They like, how you doing, Mr. Adams? I said, yes, ma'am. They was like, listen, we can't talk to you about this over the phone. We need you to come in. That's how I knew it was bad. When them motherfuckers tell you to come in, like usually they be like, well, look, man, I'm really nervous. And I'm like, bitch, I'm not going. I don't even want to hear it. I didn't want to change my phone number. Like, bitch, I don't even want to hear this shit. Like, fuck, no, I ain't going there. Like, hell no, it's bad. My mama, everybody telling me, go, boy, you niggas. I said, nigga, fuck what y'all talking about. I don't give a fuck what it is. If it's that bad, who the fuck want to hear some shit like that, right? So anyway, they taught me into going to the motherfucking doctor, man. I walk in that motherfucker, right? So first thing the lady said was kind of strange. She was like, we got to do some blood work on you and shit. And they did that. 30, 45 minutes, come back, She was like, sir, like, take off all your clothes. Now, when I was a kid, I had trouble with fainting. Like, like I would just pass out at times, right? And so I didn't know, what that was till now, right? Like, I didn't understand what it was, right? Like, if anytime I get excited, I would just pass out, boom, fall out, wake up 10 minutes later and people be like, what's wrong? I didn't understand that shit. So I guess that shit caught up with me. Because when I walked in there, the lady was like, well, I hate to tell you. She was like, it's not very many people that have this, what you got. Like you one of about 5 people in the whole world with this, right? And they're rare. Most people who have this, they're like in third world countries, Africa, where it's very hot at, like Africa, some jungle type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like really, like all this shit I got some, man, I don't know what the, man. So look, anyway, I gotta share this because I'm Trap Talk Blue, right? And you gotta be real with your people. So I said, man, well, what's the problem? My heart beating. She said, son, listen, you got some shit. Remember all the times you was fainting and shit, and we couldn't diagnose it when you were younger, but now we understand. She was like, every time you would come see me, you would get, you would pass out. And we didn't understand it, but now it's just getting worse and it's growing. And I was like, well, I said, so what is it? She said, you got what we call lax. You got what we call lax. L-A, what is it? LACS. This is what they call it. It's called LACS. It's like a rare disease, right? And so I'm like, damn. My heart dropped. Like, how I'm going to tell my people? She was like, she said the people closest to you probably been knew you had it. They just didn't want to say nothing. And, you know. So I'm like, what are you talking about? She was like, yeah, I'm pretty sure your wife knew. You know, this is something you can't hide. You know, it's the symptoms are, it might not be noticeable to you, but it's noticeable to them. But a lot of people don't want to say nothing. You know what I'm saying? And it's the thing. See, this is why. And I've been getting checked up as a kid, but every time I would go to the doctor, I would pass out, and they ran all these tests. But anyway, I got LACS, I got lax. They said I got it, and there's nothing they can do. They said they can do surgery. But who want to get cut on them like that, right? I don't know what to do, man. But anyway, for those who don't know what lax is, like I said, a lot of people, y'all wouldn't know that, right? You know, a lot of men wouldn't know it, you know, because they don't have to deal with nothing like this. But I got what they call long-ass cock syndrome. I got what they call long-ass cock syndrome, right? And ever since I was a little kid, I would go to my doctor on a regular because my doctor was finding the motherfucker, right? And so this motherfucker, I had like a special thing strapped to my leg to hold it, right? You know how most young men get piss stains in their drawers? Well, when I was 4, I was getting piss stains in my socks, and it just became a problem, man. And then we was poor, right? We was so poor that, you know, my family couldn't afford to buy me pants. All they can afford to buy me was, you know, a pair of pants. So I you know, I like to play in the gym. So I had a pair of gray jogging pants, and I wore them every day. I would change my shirt every day and my socks. I had 365. What is that? That's 12. That's 12. That's 7. Damn near 800 pairs of socks. I had to change my socks twice a day because I kept getting piss stains in them, right, as a kid, right? And my family was just so poor, so I couldn't afford pants. So I would wear these jogging pants until they got thin. And when they got thin, I would go to school with these same jogging pants on, different socks and shirts on. And what would happen was all the kids would make fun of me. They used to call me names like Elephant Man. Man, I even had a Chinese girlfriend. My first girlfriend was Chinese. And they couldn't pronounce my name. My real name is Valdez. But for some reason, mama and them used to call me Hung Lo. And, you know, it really fucked with me as a kid. You know what I'm saying? I dig with that guy right there with the baby arm holding the apple. I mean, it just wasn't right, man. You know, and the thinner the pants got, the worse it got. So, you know, that's why I decided to do podcasting. Like, because I don't want my kids to go through that, because I passed it on to my kid. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. Now, these niggas leaving 3 footprints in the snow. It's not right, man. You know, and y'all think this funny, but it's not, man. It's just crazy. And listen, let me tell you why I kept passing out. They say because my appendix was so long that every time the doctor would give me a physical, she was strapped up, I would pass out because there was so much blood going to there that I ain't got shit going in my brain. You know what I'm saying? So when I looked at my doctor, and she excited me. And so we found that out now. It's too much blood going to that. It's like 2 humans down there. Man, it's just sad, man. But anyway, man, I know y'all going through something. But just remember, man, you know. Oh, let me tell you another story. Let me tell you, as I got older, right? I'm going to tell you one more story. I was walking through the zoo. I was 28 years old, and I was walking through the zoo, right? And I had my whole family with me. Now, you know, I like to drink a lot, right? I was an alcoholic, popping pills early. But, you know, I was getting a lot of money back then, right? I was selling tons of marijuana, a couple keys of cocaine here and there, right? You know, I wasn't the best person to look up to then, but I was doing pretty good, you know. So I took the kids and the family to the zoo one day, right? And what happened is, you know how, I don't know if you ever been to the Detroit Zoo back then in the 80s and 90s, right? I guess I ain't that old, so about the 90s. That's about 90. No, actually, it was the early 2000s. It was 2003 when I first met my baby mama and I had my son, right? My first son, Diego. So Diego was a little boy. Javier and Mateo, they weren't born yet. But when you walk through the zoo, they got these big ass, what happened was they had these elephant tracks. Anybody who been to the Detroit Zoo, y'all, I don't know if they still got that. I ain't been in so long, but they had like elephant prints all through the zoo. The guy, go through the zoo. So what happened was I had drunk so many beers and popped so many pills. I'm high as a motherfucker. And I'm not really a beer drinker, but shit, I'm with my brother-in-law at the time, and he liked to drink beer and shit. I don't drink beer, a couple of my homies, they like drinking beers, but shit, I ran out of liquor. So now I'm drinking all these beers and waters. Now I gotta piss and shit. So I went between these bushes, right? I thought, nobody can see me, we're at the zoo. So I'm gonna sneak in the bushes now. And I went to piss. This is the most embarrassing shit. This the problem with this type of shit, right? So I pulled my thing out and I was pissing. Boom, 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 like a motherfucker. All of a sudden, something kept tapping the head on my dick. Boom, I'm like, man, I might be, I know this motherfucker, man, what you call him, motherfucker? But anyway, I know this motherfucker dragging the dirt and shit. So, I kind of throw it over my shoulder and I kind of like, and let it hang. And then that's how I pee, right? So I don't get piss stains on my sock no more. You know what I mean? Because, I got a special thing for that. But I was pissing, right? So as I'm pissing, I just kept hearing the tap, boom, on the head of this motherfucker. I said, what the fuck is that? I jumped back, and a white woman fell, got dirt all on her face and shit, slapped across the head. She got like blacked her eye, like, man, what are you doing? She said, oh my God, I'm sorry, Mr. Nigger, Mr. Blue. She said, but I didn't know whether to suck that motherfucker or feed it a peanut. She said, I thought it was an elephant. I said, man, and then once again, I was hurt because as a kid, they called me the Elephant Man. And now, that's why I'm in this Rolls Royce, because I sued the zoo. I sued the zoo because she hurt my feelings. And so now, I got an exhibit called The Freak Show at the zoo. And I'm fighting a lawsuit now, but dog, listen. The elephant trainer sued me. And they sued me for trying to shame the elephants. They said, nigga, how can we have a zoo exhibit and you don't want to come to work because you're a nigga? So you never at work. So don't nobody want to come because it's complicated. But anyway, man, I hope y'all had a laugh. Y'all have a nice day.